Hi everybody, welcome back. This is our second episode of What to Eat.
What to eat.
Right? I love that. So I'm Tracy Carlson. I'm the nutritionist here at Imagine Wellness.
I'm Michelle Scotia. I am the detox expert at Imagine Wellness.
Detox Queen. So what we're going to do today is we're doing our theme is Mexican Fiesta. We're going to show you how to make literally a Mexican Fiesta that is detox friendly and vegan week friendly. So Michelle, why don't you tell them what's on the menu for today?
So today's menu is going to include, we have, beginning with mocktails, then we're going to make vegan fajitas, some guacamole, and then some cauliflower pizza.
All right, so we are going to start with our mocktail. You know, something that I love to do, I love to plan and prep and cook my meals on a Sunday afternoon. It's like one of the just fun, stress-relieving thing that I love to do. But I love to do it with a cocktail. I love to cook and drink wine. So,
not detox friendly on the wine though.
It is not. It is not. So
enter the mocktail.
Enter the mocktail. So what we have here, we've brewed some hibiscus tea. This is naturally caffeine free. It's got a great, fresh, light flavor. So we filled our glasses halfway with that. We're going to top them off with a little Topo Chico. So we have a little kind of a champagne cocktail going on. So we have a little fizz, little flavor. And to make them a little extra festive, we're just going to drop a couple of blackberries into our glass. And you could do this with pomegranate seeds, you could do it with blueberries, and you have your cooking and wine experience without the alcohol. So
absolutely.
Cheers to a healthy detox.
Absolutely.
That's really good. Really good. Great for summer.
Hibiscus, it's kind of naturally sweet.
It really is. It's fruity. It's got a little bit of something in the background, spicy a little bit.
Yeah,
it's good.
Sweet and spicy. You know, you could throw some pineapple in there, would be really good too for a little sweetness. Fresh pineapple.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to start. Michelle's going to get started on the vegan fajitas. So, you know, something that people often get hung up on their detox is they don't know what to eat. You know, and really it is getting back to real basic food. And that's what this menu is. It comes together very quickly, and we're going to show you different options. One is detox friendly. And one is friendly for your vegan week. So we'll have no animal products in it whatsoever. So we're starting with, for the fajitas, we're doing a combination of red, yellow, and green peppers.
Yes, right there. We have them here, but we've also chopped them up pre-filming.
We have one whole large red onion that we've already sliced up. And we have 1 can of organic black beans.
These have been drained and rinsed. Right. And then drained again.
So we'll just get this. Get that started.
There we go. So we're just going to heat up our skillet. Having some extra virgin olive oil. Probably just once around the pan, be fine. Okay. Tablespoonish.
Yeah, and the beauty of recipes, or actually not recipes, the beauty of making food like this is you do not need a recipe. We literally chop and we drop in the pan. So there's no special complicated recipes that you need. It's literally, we're sauteing all of these things in olive oil. The peppers and the onions are going to go in first because they're going to take up, probably 10 or 12 minutes to soften up. And the black beans don't need to be cooked, so we're going to put those in at the end just to heat them through.
And then we're going to use some spices to your liking, actually. If you like it super spicy, go super spicy. It's so good for your digestive to get the good spices in there. What we're using today is going to be just regular pink Himalayan sea salt and some black peppercorns. And Tracy and I decided that today we're going to use some chili powder, some cayenne pepper, and some ground cumin. Right.
And the reason that we use single spices, guys, this is really important. I know that it's easy to go to the store and just pick up your packet of taco seasoning or fajita seasoning, but those are really hiding places for a lot of toxic ingredients. They are loaded with MSG, a lot of extra salt, and things that you just don't know they're in there. Often they even have soy in them.
Soy derivatives.
Yeah. So they are completely unhealthy. So it's so much better when you can control what you want to put in. If you don't like, a certain ingredient, then don't put as much of it in or leave it out. There's no rules to these. These are just methods. So if you're not a fan of chili powder, leave it out and just use some extra cayenne. If you don't like heat, then leave out the jalapeno that we're going to put in and add extra onions or something, add extra peppers. Really it's just yours, however you want to make it. And we're just really waiting for the
oil to get hot.
Yeah, and you can tell that by...
There it is. We have the legs.
It starts to ripple just a little bit in the bottom of the pan. See that? And you'll hear that.
Slow it down. I'm going to put it in just a bit. Yeah. And your food will talk to you as you're cooking it. That's really loud and crackly. So we're going to turn down the heat. And we're good to go now. I'm actually going to let the onion cook a little bit. I like a little bit of bite to my peppers.
I do too.
Yeah. So I'm going to let the onion cook down a little bit before I add the peppers.
Yeah, and that's a good tip. You don't want to cook your food beyond recognition. You don't want to cook it to the point where it's really mushy. Let it have some bite so you can still taste the crispness and the freshness of the vegetables.
Pay attention to the color. As the color gets very vibrant, that's really, to me, when the optimal flavor really presents itself.
Exactly. You don't want to take the cooking process much farther than that. You want to add in a jalapeno and let that cook down?
Sure. You can do that. So on the jalapeno, we did chop this pre-filming, and I elected because I don't like a lot of heat. So I did elect to cut out all the seeds and all the ribs. The rib of the jalapeno is when you slice it lengthwise, it's going to be the lighter color on there. That's called the rib. The rib and the seed is where the heat is. So I took it all out. Because I love the flavor of the jalapeno, but not so much the heat.
And for me, I would be the opposite. I would chop it all up and throw the whole thing in and probably twice as much. So the more heat, the better for me.
So definitely know the crowd you're feeding and try to get to that happy medium.
And know, too, the longer you cook the jalapeno, which is why we put it in early, the longer it cooks, the more you cook out the heat. So it'll intensify the less you cook it.
All right, so putting in all the peppers. So we have yellow pepper, green pepper, and red pepper. I love the red pepper because of the natural sweetness it offers.
And this is one of each. One red pepper, one yellow, one green, one red onion. So you can see how much this makes. This can easily feed, 4 or 5 people.
Very easily.
So this would be your vegan week option because we're just going to add black beans. But during your detox, you could certainly add some pastured chicken. You could make fish tacos with this. Use some cod or some salmon and make fish tacos instead of a chicken fajita. Lots of options there. And we have a tortilla that we're using today. This brand is in your detox book. This is the picture that you have. This brand is called Siete. They're available at H-E-B in the frozen section. These are grain-free tortillas with really clean ingredients. Cassava flour is the first ingredient. Now, cassava, if you're not familiar with that, is a root vegetable. Coconut flour, chia seeds, coconut oil, avocado oil, apple cider vinegar, and sea salt. Clean, simple ingredients. Everything is detox-friendly and vegan week friendly. And these are incredibly delicious. You could do a dinner party and serve these on a buffet. Nobody would know they were not eating a flour tortilla. They're that good. So while those are cooking up for a few more minutes, I'm going to start on the guacamole. I have 1 avocado that I've cut up already. I'm going to cut 2 more. So one of the questions that I get asked often is,
where can I eat out?
Yes. I can't think and cut at the same time. Well, you can eat out on detox, and you can eat out safely.
There are certain restaurants that you want to gravitate toward during that time. Chipotle is a great place.
Yeah, Chipotle, was one of the first on the bandwagon about a year or so ago to go completely non-GMO, which is a huge deal. So Chipotle, you can make great choices. And I just heard on the radio today that Chipotle is adding quinoa to their buffet. So you now have that option instead of rice. Mm-hmm. Freshie has 2 locations now in San Antonio. We have Time for Lunch, which is a great little place right here at Stone Oak and Huebner. The Cove down at the 5 Points area actually has 2 locations. If you're not familiar with the new H-E-B at Wilderness Oak and Hardy Oak, they have an incredible little restaurant with local food options. Garbanzo Bean. Michelle has been there.
Yes, it's fantastic. They do have gluten-free options on their naan. And it's set up just like Chipotle. You can control what goes onto your plate and how much. And it's just great Mediterranean food. They have so many different options. They have, for instance, hummus, a lot of vegetarian roasted vegetables that you can put on, and it is absolutely delicious. It was a pleasant surprise for me. I was kind of forced into going one day and thinking, new favorite restaurant.
We also have, if you have not been to Green Vegetarian Restaurant, they are great. There's 2 locations, one at Alon Market and the other is at the Pearl. We have Whole Foods actually has a great food bar, not just salad, but they've got salmon. They've got all kinds of different options to choose from for lunch or dinner. Green also has a 3rd restaurant, which is a veggie burger stand, which is really cool, called Earth Burger. And then Mod Pizza, which has just opened up in Stone Oak, has gluten-free options. And you can make your pizza without the tomato sauce. You can have an olive oil base on your pizza and then choose your toppings. So, don't be afraid to go out there and look. There's lots of places, right around town that you can go and make healthy choices. So you can go out and enjoy yourself during Detox Week and on Vegan Week.
Mm-hmm. And those are places that Tracy just talked about that make it very easy for you when you're detoxing. But if you're going out to another restaurant, don't be afraid to ask the waiter or the chef to make a better option for you, a different alter the way he's cooking your food so that it can be detox driven. Hey, instead of butter, can we use olive oil? Can we broil my fish rather than fry it? Things like that. They're used to that. They're going to do it for you.
Yeah, that's a great point, Michelle. And, they really are used to that. It's common anymore for people to go into restaurants. Everybody's got some sort of dietary special need, gluten-free, or they can't have eggs, or they can't have corn or something. So chefs and restaurants are very, very open and accommodating to take care of those needs.
Okay, so my vegetables are smelling really good, and they're not cooked down beyond recognition. I'm going to go ahead and go ahead.
I just need a
torch over there. So I'm going to go ahead and add some pink Himalayan sea salt. You do this to taste. You definitely want to watch your salt intake. Some black peppercorn.
So with the guacamole so far, I've just cut up three avocados and I squeeze some lemon juice over the top. That just keeps them from oxidizing and turning brown. You can use lime. I just prefer lemon. That's just completely personal preference. So all I'm doing right now is mashing the avocado with a fork a little bit. Then I'm going to add some additional ingredients.
I've added some cumin, some cayenne, and a little bit of chili powder. And you know what, guys? If there is something in here that we're using that you don't like, then don't use it. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely.
If you love cumin, go heavy on the cumin. If you don't like it, don't use it or go very light on that.
Yeah, there's literally no rules here.
Yeah, no. You do it to how you like it. Now these are getting that. The seasonings I put in added some wonderful color to my vegetables. I'm going to add my drained and rinsed black beans just to get them to warm up. And you know what? We're done.
It's done.
If it continue to warm, I can even turn off my heat because the pan is going to stay hot and get those beans nice and warm. So that's done.
Yeah, so you see how quickly that came together, 10 minutes. And you've got a pot full of food, which you can add chicken to during your detox, like I said, or you can put it over fish and make fish tacos. So right now, I love guacamole. Okay, so avocados, healthy fat, protein. They are a superfood, loaded with vitamins, fiber, all kinds of things. You can have avocados for breakfast. Okay, I always talk to you about having protein, fat, and fiber for breakfast. Avocados are a great option. It's also, guacamole is a great place to hide other vegetables to bump up your nutrition. So what we're going to do with it today, I know some people like to add tomatoes, but tomatoes are not on our detox, so we're not doing that. We are going to add some red onion. And again, this is to taste. I love a lot of red onion. I love big, bold flavors, so I'm using a lot of it. And some of the jalapeno from the fajitas. So we're repeating a lot of the flavors. I squeezed lemon over this, like I said. We're just going to mix that up.
Put the cilantro in or not?
We are.
I'm going to start picking the leaves on the cilantro.
So we've got fresh parsley, and we have a bunch of fresh organic cilantro. Both of these are organic. You always want to make an organic choice when you're buying your leafy greens. You're eating the whole thing, and you really do want these to be, clean. And they're very inexpensive. Like each of these don't cost much more than $1 a piece at H-E-B. And that's where we bought everything today, by the way.
Yeah.
H-E-B makes it really, really easy and affordable to buy healthy, clean food. They have great options for us. They have their great line of H-E-B organics, like the olive oil that we use here today. Really great prices on their organic stuff. The peppers are organic today. The avocados are not. So this is where you can kind of...
they don't have to be organic.
Right.
Because why? Because you don't eat that rind or that peel.
So this is where you can kind of cut some corners, and not everything has to be organic. You definitely want to make an organic choice here when you're going to, eat the whole leafy green. But the avocado, we peeled it and we just took out the inside. So we washed it well, and we didn't buy organic avocados. That's where we really saved a lot of money today.
Yeah.
So we have our onions, our jalapeno. We're going to do a little
cilantro. Now, Tracy, do you like a lot of cilantro or a little cilantro?
I'm on the little side of that, but if you like a lot, then we can
I like a lot, so let's do medium.
Okay.
And you can go whole. Now, look, this is all I used. This is for your next meal or your next couple of meals. If you want to store it, a good way to store it is you can put it in a Ziploc with a paper towel. This has been washed, so it's a little bit wet. When you put that paper toweling in, it does help to preserve it. It won't get all mushy and yucky because the paper towel is absorbing the moisture, but that moisture is still in there to keep it from drying out.
So I'll tell you what, why don't you cut a little more, and then we'll top the fajitas with some of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to chop this, just super rough chop on this cilantro. And you really don't even need to. You can just throw the leaves in whole once you pull them off the stem. Not a big deal. Okay. So we have this beautiful guacamole that's loaded with antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, fiber, protein, healthy fats. We've added our onions, our cilantro. Did you know that when God gave us this amazing food to eat and to fuel our bodies with, parsley and cilantro are probably two of the most powerful detoxifying herbs. They actually pull toxins and heavy metals out of our body, so they're great to incorporate into food. They've got next to no calories, tons and tons of flavor, just full of vitamins and minerals. And, herbs and spices, use them liberally because they are medicine. The capsaicin that's in the chili powder, cayenne that we're using, and the jalapenos and all these, great for inflammation, great for pain. So food is literally medicine. And you see how quickly a real food, healthy, vegan meal came together. So what we're going to do is we are going to... Tell them what we're going to do with the tortillas.
With the tortillas? Okay, so you have a choice, but we've made ours. We are actually going to, You can use a skillet, get the skillet nice and hot, and place it in the skillet, or if you have a gas stove, like we're lucky enough to use right now, just take some tongs and hold it over.
We tested this beforehand. It works really well.
Lower it because we really wanted to place it right on there. So we're just going to place it right on the grates of the stove. It's not going to hurt anything.
Doesn't stick to it, doesn't burn it. Literally maybe 5 or 10 seconds on each side, and you're done. You just want to kind of heat it through a little bit.
Have a little plate next to you so that you can place your warm tortillas on there. And the food is speaking to you. You probably can't hear it, but there's a slight sizzle going on right now.
And you can see it start to bubble up a little bit.
And it gets kind of puffy, and that's your food kind of telling you, okay, we're done now. So, well, that one is done.
Yep, 15 seconds.
And you just move right on to your next one.
So while Michelle's doing that one, I'm gonna load this one up with our onions and peppers. Look how beautiful that is and easy. We're gonna top it with a little bit of cilantro. And you're done. I mean, you could have 5 of those for dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you could, yeah. And like I said, you could serve these for a dinner party. Nobody would know that they were not eating flour tortillas. So you can fake out all your friends.
You can trick them into eating healthy.
Yeah. And not derail yourself on your detox. And then
a little burn on that one. That was cool.
You top it with a little guacamole, and look at that. That is beautiful. So you have that, and then on the side, what you can do is you can have separate guacamole, and you can, this Siete brand, it's right here. Again, we have the picture in your detox book, but the Siete brand has grain-free tortilla chips. So, and they taste really good. They come in a couple of different flavors, so you can be dipping that, or you can dip cucumbers, carrots, and celery. Again, celery and cucumbers are really detoxifying as well, so it's a great thing to dip veggies in. But if, sometimes you just need a little bit of crunch, so you do have the grain-free tortilla chip option. So there's your fajita, there's your guacamole, vegan-friendly, detox-friendly, super simple. So the last recipe we're going to do today is actually one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. Pizza is a go-to for everybody, right? Everyone loves their pizza, but they want it healthier. Sometimes gluten-free just doesn't taste too good. So we have an option that we're going to make today. It is our cauliflower pizza crust. So keep in mind that this is a detox-friendly version, but it is not a vegan-friendly version, and I will explain to you why. Very easy to make. There is literally 4 ingredients in this. Michelle, if you wouldn't mind chopping up about another handful of parsley for me. We're going to use parsley in this today, but you could certainly use cilantro. It's the herb of your choice. But the 4 basic ingredients are riced cauliflower. Now, you can do this at home in your food processor. You can just get a head of cauliflower, break it up, and put it in your food processor. But I'm going to tell you, it's really messy. So, again, H-E-B to the rescue. They make it easy. They have riced cauliflower already done for you. So we are literally just going to dump it in a bowl. Our second ingredient is manchego cheese. So dairy, cow's milk cheese rather, is not detox friendly. Manchego cheese is a sheep's milk cheese that we're going to use today, which is detox friendly, which you can find at H-E-B in the cheese counter. So I kept it in the refrigerator because it's easier to grate when it's a little bit cold and firm. So all we're going to do, and it comes in a block, you find this at the cheese counter, it's manchego cheese, it's got a little tag on it with sheep's head, so you know it's sheep's milk cheese. And again, at the cheese counter at H-E-B, they have non-cow's milk options other than goat cheese. You know, a lot of people don't like the tanginess of goat cheese. but they have sheep's milk options.
Yes, they do.
They also have buffalo milk mozzarella,
which is a great option when you're detoxing because you cannot have regular mozzarella, comes from a cow, but you can have this one.
Right. And I mean, this is so good. It's very mild. The buffalo milk and the sheep's milk don't have that sharp tang of the goat's milk. So again, you're faking your friends out. They will not know they're not eating a sharp cheddar cheese here.
Yeah.
And if you use the mozzarella on a pizza as a topping, you wouldn't know it was not cow's milk either. And in fact, you probably had buffalo mozzarella because it's kind of a common...
It is, and you don't even know you've had it, but you've had it. And
Yeah.
I bet you it's going to be one of those things like, I don't know what that cheese was, but I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you that was it.
Yeah, a lot of restaurants really do use it. Like I know Dough Pizzeria uses it.
Yeah, you seriously don't even know you're having it.
So again, H-E-B makes these things really, really easy and accessible and affordable. So again, we're not measuring, but we just want about a cup. A little more than a cup, a little more is always better, right? So again, we just grate it and dump it. You're better off, go a little bit more than a little bit under. Our third ingredient is duck eggs.
And this is what makes it detox friendly because remember there's no chicken egg during the detox, but this is the duck egg.
So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of info on duck eggs in just a minute after we get this in the oven. They're slightly bigger than chicken eggs and they're richer, okay? And these, I've always said that it's hard to beat the nutrition of an egg. They're so loaded with healthy fats and protein, and they're one of the few foods that have vitamin D in them. But duck eggs surpass chicken eggs by literally 2 to 1. They've got about 5 times the amount of B12 in them. They're really probably on a superfood list as far as I'm concerned. And they have not yet made it into, hopefully they never will, into the kind of conventional chicken farming that chicken eggs have. So you're getting, a much cleaner product because the ducks are eating the diet of a duck. Okay, so that's it. 3 ingredients so far. Cauliflower.
Side note, though, now the duck egg we did not get at H-E-B. We did get that at Whole Foods.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know that H-E-B has actually caught up to the duck egg quite yet.
They
Maybe
have
some
not.
locations, but I know not mine.
Right.
So that was a Whole Foods purchase right there.
Yeah, and they are available also at the Pearl Farmers Market.
Absolutely.
As our quail eggs, which are really cute. They're about that big, so you can eat like 12 of them. But maybe. All right, so
I had my handful.
Okay, we're going to give this a quick chop. And there might be a little cilantro mixed in here, but not a big deal.
I'll put a jalapeno in there too, looks like.
Yep, that's perfectly fine. Jalapeno would be great in here if you love that. I've made this with scallions before. I love it with parsley. I just love the grassy flavor of parsley. But literally, there's no rules. Again, any herb or combination of herbs. You could use 5 different herbs if you wanted to. But I just want to show you the basic recipe because it really is only 4 ingredients in a bowl. We mix them up, and that's it.
All right, nice and chopped.
Okay, so we're just mixing all these ingredients up. So the things to remember when making this, it's literally this easy. When you pat this out on your cookie sheet or your baking pan, always use parchment because it will stick and you will not be able to get it off. So always use parchment. Thank you. And you want to bake this at 425 degrees for start checking it at about 30 minutes. You want it golden brown. You want the edges to get really crispy. So kind of start checking it after 30. It might take 35 minutes or so, but it's very, very easy. Okay, so we have this mixed up.
Scoop that over and then on right here.
So Michelle has put parchment on our baking pan.
And then I'm just folding that parchment under to keep it a little bit more tame because, it likes to curl up. But if you fold it under, then it's more mindful.
So something that we didn't mention yet, but we need to since we're talking about detox-friendly food and meals, is the bakeware and the cookware that we're using today. I'm using a stoneware baking sheet, even though we've lined it with parchment. No aluminum pans. Okay, aluminum should never touch your food. Okay, aluminum gets absorbed and stored in our bodies and is really toxic. The pan that we use for the fajitas, stainless steel. Okay, non-toxic. Really important. The knives that we're using are also stainless steel. Literally just patting this out. And as you make this a few times, you'll get the hang of how thick or thin you like it. And there's so many things you can do with this. You could actually just bake it off and cut it into strips and use it as breadsticks, like to add to a salad or something. You could spread it out a little bit thinner, and you can actually cut it into like bread slice pieces and use it as bread. So this is really versatile once you kind of get the hang of how to make it and how thick you want to make it. So for the pizza crust, we're making it a little bit thicker. For breadsticks, you want to make it a little bit thicker too. But if you're using it for bread, you might want to thin it out just a little bit more. You can even spread it out and make it on 2 baking sheets. So that's it. We have patted it out. It's going to go into a 425-degree oven. Like I said, you're going to check it after about 30 minutes. But by the power of television, ta-da!
This is ready for the oven. It's going in just a moment. But in the meantime,
we have one that's already done, so you can see what the finished product looks like. And it is beautiful.
There we go.
Bakes off nice and crunchy. So, like I said, you could get a pizza cutter and you could just make breadsticks out of this. But today we're going to use it as a pizza. And this is, again, a detox-friendly pizza, but it is not vegan week friendly because you have the duck eggs and the manchego cheese. So that makes it, of course, not appropriate for vegan week. So we are going to top this with hummus.
And which kind did we use, Tracy?
We have, again, H-E-B Organics. This is a clean one. It has no canola or no soy in it. Those are the things you want to look for. There's so many hummuses on the market, and you need to be careful to check the ingredients of each one because each one's going to have different ingredients. Soy and canola are very common ingredients in hummus. You need to be aware of that. Also, while we're on that topic, you need to be... You need to...
You know, it happens all the time.
Yeah. And it really is just mineral water.
Yeah.
You need to read the ingredients on all of your items. Don't assume that every flavor of these CFT tortillas are the same because they are not. One of the flavors actually has pork lard in it, which is not going to make it detox and certainly not vegan week friendly. So please read your labels. Just because, all hummuses are not created equal, all tortillas are not created equal. Okay, so this is cooled. We baked it off. It took about 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Smells great, nice and crunchy. So we are going to... You could top, once you have it here, you top it with anything you want. You could top it with olive oil, garlic, onions, any kind of veggies you want. Today, I think this was your idea, Michelle. Mm-hmm. Where did you have this recipe before? Or did you just make it?
Actually, where I got the idea of hummus is during a vegan week, I made my own pizza at home. I did use a gluten-free crust, and I was stumped with, I don't have any sauce, can't use tomato, what do I do? I had hummus in my refrigerator because I had planned ahead and stocked up, and I thought, let me just try that. So what we did was we spread it with the hummus. I put on some fresh vegetables, just what I love, with broccoli and some roasted garlic and some peppers and onions, and we roasted that. And my husband and I both decided that we absolutely love the hummus as a spread. Even when I'm not detoxing, on the rare occasion that I have a sandwich, I use the hummus as my spread as well.
I thought this was a great idea. I'd never really heard of it before. When she said it, was like, of course. Of course.
Mm-hmm. It's absolutely delicious.
So is that good?
Yeah,
About
that's
that?
great.
Okay, then we top it with black beans?
Yes.
Okay.
Put it right there.
But if you have leftover fajita mix, you could top it with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely.
Onions and peppers. So we're going to do some black beans.
Yep.
Again, these are the Central Market organic black beans that we have rinsed and drained. And we're topping with cilantro, or actually we could do anything, right?
Do anything. I'm liking the idea of using our fajita topping.
I like that too. Let's
Yeah.
go for it.
So a little hint, you made this meal with the tortillas yesterday, and now today we're using the toppings for your pizza. And it's already done, and now it's sitting in your refrigerator, and it's just yummy. And that way it doesn't go to waste. If you're on rotational, as long as you were eating this within that 24-hour time period of your rotation, you were absolutely fine. There you go. Yum.
Wow.
You can go as heavy or as light as you like.
So what we're going to do, just a quick rough chop of some more fresh parsley. And look how gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Dinner
And
time.
if you had, look at this, okay? We can even add to it. Where's our grater? This is a great cheeseless pizza, and I think that's awesome. But we have a little extra manchego, so...
Again, left over in the refrigerator from yesterday's meal, so let's just use it.
So come on, this is gorgeous.
So easy.
Who wouldn't want to eat that? All right, so you have you've got a Mexican fiesta, okay? You can host a dinner party, you can feed your family. They won't even know that you were not feeding them wheat tortillas, pizza, okay, and mocktails.
Yep. This is so good.
Okay, so we will see you soon.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.